Good evening, folks. I'm not really with it yet. Give me a minute just to get myself sorted. How is everybody? Sorry for that timer going a bit strange. Let me just make me a little bit smaller here. Coming to you powered by green screen. I'm still in the office, but I've got power of green screen tonight. So we have the technology and we will use it. So it's SimFest has just launched on Steam. Well, basically my dilly-dallying at the moment is making sure that we're actually live on Steam, because we're supposed to be live on Steam as well tonight. So I'm just checking that. Bear with me. Ooh, I can see myself live on Steam. Excellent. Excellent. Right. We have you on all three platforms. Thank you, Mod ECM2. Right, okay. I'm not looking at the chat on Steam, so if somebody can have a look at the chat on Steam for me and ping any questions over, that would be awesome. Oh, in fact, I can look at the chat here. But hey, we have the technology. Look at that. Right, okay. Tonight we are looking at Tharandter Rampe. For no other reason particularly than I really like it. So I'm going to make you all watch me play it. So first I'm going to have a run from Dresden to Nuremberg. Let's go something like that way, I think. About 8:59, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, IRE 1. Yeah, it'll do. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. Right, let me just bring up Twitch so I can see the chat a little more sensibly. And then we can sit, chill, and enjoy the game. Anyone got any questions? You know, fire them over. I'll do my best. Right, here we go. Let's give it a moment to sort its collective self out. Oh my god, what is this frame rate? Okay, here we go. Preview build, dev builds ahoy. What can I say? Alright. No. That's it, headlights. Let's go with headlights, they're good. GST on. Key in, brakes. Are we doing the tilty thing? Yeah, we're doing the tilty thing. We're good. We're good. What do I have for tea dinner? Well, because I'm streaming, I didn't really have time to cook, so I had McDonald's. So I just want to apologise to everybody. But there it is. Right, okay. Let's just we want some magic toys here. Let's turn those on. That gets us all the safety systems. Put that cupboard away. Walk our way back up the front. I had that new, that new one, the where you walk up and you say, I want a big tasty, and they say which one. And apparently everyone has a problem with that, and I don't, so it's fine. I had a big tasty. Try using the bell. Where's the bell then? Train lights, they'd be useful. Nice. Can't possibly think what purpose that has, but I'm sure it does. I'm doing very well, thank you, Class 37. Been having too much fast food lately. There's too many things going on which make it difficult for me to cook, so I need to get my backside in gear and get a dinner cooked. Right, we are off now, leaving Dresden Hauptbahnhof. This is the map. We are going to head our way down this way, all the way over to there. Because it's an IRA, we don't stop very much. So, tonight, the plan, by the way, is to turn the power on for a start so we can go. That'll be a nice touch. And then we will... There we go. We've got power. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do the 143, heading in the other direction, and we'll see where we go from there. Sure, I saw someone that might have been you, Matt, walk across the dockside last week. Well, quite possibly. I mean, it's not unusual for me to walk across the dockside. Right, leaving Dresden. I tell you what, the frame rate is really terrible. Hopefully it picks up as we get out of here. Already looks better, actually. You resist train at AFB? No. No, you don't. Will there be multiplayer in future? There's no plans at this point. You were busy getting an ice cream after uni. Ice cream does come first, to be fair. I have absolutely no disagreement with that. But no, I quite often go over to there at the lunchtime to get food, or for lunch, or sometimes of an evening with the wife to get food for the evening. If I'm being lazy and not cooking. Right, keep going, keep going. There's a power. Steep old hill to climb out of here, 1 in 52. Well, like I said, it doesn't help that I'm running a dev build, so it's working harder anyway. Right, 30 kilometers to Freiburg, Sax. Release that. There we go. We're out of Dresden, we're on our way. Going past the signal box there. The passengers are unruly side. They've always done something wrong, and it doesn't matter what we do, they find something new to do wrong. They're naughty boys. They're not the Messiah. Naughty people, I should say. Over-quoting. Right, where are we going here? Let's speed up. Where is the jolt that isn't a bug? I think it was behind us. Or was it in front of us? It's around here somewhere? Yeah, here. Is this it? There it is. This is not a bug. That kink in the track is there in reality. Fun facts. Right, let's give it some speed and get out of Dodge, or at least Dresden. Do you have any nation not already in the game you would like to have in the game? You'd like a Japan-based route? There's no nations I don't want in the game. And there's something fun about all of them, so I'm not sure I can pick a favourite. I'm sorry that's really boring, but you should all be used to me being very boring about that sort of question by now. Doesn't matter what nation I pick, there's something fun about all the other ones I haven't picked, so... yeah, all of them basically. As soon as possible, please. I'd like to see Japan, but I'm less worried personally about Shinkansen. If anything, like in TS1, things like the Wakayama or the Hidaka, that kind of thing, they're really awesome. I really enjoy driving those. So that kind of thing I'd like to see. A Japanese Bing Bong route. Yeah, there you go, Bean Kid, that's the one. Would you ever consider doing a route in a poor country? It doesn't, but the wealth of the country doesn't really factor into the decision, to be honest. It's more about what do people ask us for. We put the posts, the surveys out, asking for people what they want. You know, next time there's a survey, make sure you get your voice heard. We do look at every single thing that comes in. Japanese route's a beautiful scenery, Pogviz. Beautiful scenery. Have you any tips about route learning? I'm really bad at route learning, I've got to be honest. I can't play without the HUD for the most part, unless it's a really simple route where it's got cab signalling that guides you. So I'm terrible at route learning. But one of the things you can do is to have a map of the route on the desk, and then draw out the major speed limits on there as you go, and then start learning the major speed limits. And then you want to look at each of the stations and start looking at learning at each of the stations what there is in front of it to guide you as to stopping points. So for example, you could record yourself doing a driver down the route, doesn't matter how well you do the drive, and then play the video back, and when you find a station, wind it back and say, where should I have started braking, what is there around this point, and then look for common points. And then on the map that you've got driven down in front of you, you can always use a little symbol thing that sort of says, you know, you're looking for a particular type of box, or you're looking for, like for example, is this the stopping point for the station or the braking point for the station that's coming up around this corner, or is this the, if you haven't put your brakes on already, it's too late kind of braking point. I don't know, I'll just pick that as a random example of something that stands out. Or, you know, you could look for like kinks in the track, left, right, like or right, left, which like this one is doing. So when you get the right, left, then you pass the signal, bang on the brakes, and then off you go. It's that kind of thing that you want to try and put together. The minute you turn the HUD off, you'll find it suddenly becomes a lot easier. And initially it'll be a lot harder, but you'll learn it a lot more. Right, so because if you turn the HUD off, suddenly you're driving the train. You're not being guided by the HUD anymore, and you will immediately pay more attention to what's going on anyway. So you need to get yourself enough information to support you to turn the HUD off, and then by driving the route a few more times and practicing, you'll then get the hang, and then you can just toss the paper away. You'll just know the route the same way that you know how to drive to work or wherever else you want to go to in your car. Does that make sense? Hey, Trucking Football Manager, how's it going? Come on, power up, power up, power up. 1 in 71 gradient. Shut up, Sifa. I don't need you messing me up right now. PZB makes going HUDless viable without needing too much knowledge. It does. TVM 430, very similar. It slows you down for Stratford Station, or slows you down for those areas generally. Not so much on Marseille, because unless you're being, well, if you're being pulled off, you will get slowed down. So yeah, TVM will slow you down for the stations. This route is 55% off. It is indeed, Crazy Killer. That's one of the reasons I'm running it. It's probably my second favourite route in the game. Dresden Riesa, the other Dresden route, being my favourite route. Yeah, what's not to like, basically? What's this right-hand screen telling us about upcoming speeds? Currently in a 140, dropping to a 110. There goes the curve warning. Let's get slowed down. Yeah, I think this week's schedule's on the forum, Quiet Fox. Night's gone out. We are therefore good for a change. So, we're still on the way up until you get to Klingenberg. Is it the top of the hill, or is it Tharandter? I think Tharandter's at the bottom and Klingenberg is at the top, isn't it, on the summit, on the rise? I don't know. Right, what have we got here? 140 dropping down to 100. Oops, hello, we're going to get beeped in a minute. when you've got the tilt system enabled and the GNT signalling, it lets you go faster, but you've got to pay attention because you're going to get hit with more difficult speed restrictions. Or it's going to go up and down a lot more. Am I playing on controller or keyboard? I'm using keyboard, Longlow Spark. Dropping down to, yeah, there's 100. Stop complaining at me. Right. $20 kilometers to Freiburg. This is good. This is good. Still complaining at me. What now? Ah, 60. I get completely in trouble in a minute if I don't get on with the brakes. I think I just got in trouble. No? Yep. No? Yep, got in trouble. Wasn't playing, wasn't watching. So the good news is that GNT works and will stop the train. So I just wanted to demonstrate for everybody just how that works. And I think you'll agree that demonstration was quite effective. So now that we've done the tutorial part of the stream, let's get on and do some proper driving. Darn hydraulics. Keep going. Any update on the PS5 storage limit? DJ K Jones, no, it's still in dev. It's a big, nasty mess of a problem. The game is fundamentally designed for everything being loaded, and so redesigning large chunks of the UI in the game to work without that all being present is a mess, frankly. But they're getting there. There's no real milestones I can report on, so it doesn't probably feel like there's a lot of progress, and there's a lot of me just saying, still going, but it is still going, and there won't really be much in the way of a milestone until basically it's done. I don't think you have to stop when the interlock comes off, but I wasn't going very fast, and it takes quite a while for the brakes to release from a full service application. Let me give it some more power. It is quite difficult to see the upcoming GNT speed, GNT, I can't remember which one it is, speeds on the little screen. We can't really put it on the HUD because that's pretty much hardwired to showing track speeds. But I did wonder actually if this font should just be quite a lot bigger. Might make life a lot easier, simpler. Right, so we're going up to 90 again, but we're going to be dropping back down to 60 again in 1.8 kilometers, so yay. It's the danger of big screens, Clement. I've got little tiny screens. Right, so in a bit, there it is. There we're going to get the warning of the drop. Just catching up on the chat. Sorry, bad guy, you said another... Oh, sorry, yeah, I know everyone desperately needs that fix. Totally with you. Totally with you. And I need that engineer to be finished doing that fix because it's holding them up doing a lot of other things. So, yeah, we all want it done as quickly as possible, have no doubt. Speeding back up to the 60 kilometers now. down to the 60 limit now. It does speed up after a bit. It's very windy on this bit of the route though, so it keeps dropping the speed limit down. If you're watching on Steam and you have any questions, I am looking at the Steam chat, and I think other people are as well, so fire away. Otherwise than that, we're also on Twitch and YouTube. Just using the bubble down here to get an idea, so I can, you know, apply the power a little bit and watch the accelerometer, so I can see whether or not we're going at a sensible speed. So you can see we're accelerating now because we're actually on the level, so I can cut the power off, and as I do, you'll see the bubble come back to the middle again. I don't have any update on mice on Xbox, Alexis. Alright, we're back on a high gradient, so you can see the bubble's gone back down to the bottom. So pour run all the power again, speed back up, here we go, bubbles back in the middle. Ooh, spot on too. Nice. Bad guy, what you'll need to do is DM me exactly what services you're playing and so forth, so that I can try it for myself. BL185 is not a powerless loco, it's quite powerful, but I need to look into it for myself so I can give you specific guidance. Right, let's give it some power. There we go. Speed back up to the limit here now. Thank you, bad guy. Horseshoe has made tons of progress. It's looking superb, Chief Longshin. But you know what? What else was I going to say? Wait for the previews. Judge. Always, I always say, I'd rather you made your own opinion than me tell you something. Because, yeah, it's more useful if you make your own opinion, I think. Gladiator says go full speed. Well, we'll be able to speed up in a bit. But darn speed limits keep doing my head in, and we've got the safety systems on, which means if I try and I go over speed, as happened earlier on in the demonstration, the safety systems get all grumpy and stop the train and make me sit in the corner and think about what I've done. I've played all simulators just about Gladiator. I'm a huge sim fan. After this stream, I'm going to go and have a look at this sale on Steam, the SimFest Hobby Edition sale, and see what's there, because it looks like there's some cool stuff, actually. Oh, I don't know much about the 187 bad guy, but still, send me a ping so that I can take a look. Yes, thank you, Class 37. I seem to recall reading it earlier on today, but I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. Dig for Redstone, really looking forward to Spirit of Steam, but worried that the track will be a standard US style. Will we get to see bullhead with standard 4-hull fish plates? I think so. I'm going to have to double check that before I make promises, but I actually think there's more than one track type in there as well. I know that the infrastructure team have been... I'm going to use the word fussy, but I mean it in a really positive way. Particular, perhaps is another way of putting it, about all sorts of elements of the technical aspect of the track. So, but before we take that as read and as a promise or anything else, let me double check it and then ask me that on a preview stream so that I can show it to you. Again, I'd much rather you form your own independent views rather than rely on me. Kojo, greetings, just picked up Tharandter Rampe, looking forward to it. Nice. Enjoy, let me know what you think. Crazy Killer, been enjoying NTP today, enjoying the track joint and running sounds, excellent. Lord No Spark, don't look at the sale, you'll end up very skinned. Well, unfortunately I don't have a lot of time to play games, because most of the time I want to play a game, I want to play this one. But you know, I will have a look and see if there's anything that tickles the fancy. bubbles in the middle. We need to speed up a little bit. Okay, fine. Have all of the power. Wait, just about accelerating. Can you give me a little bit of acceleration? Yes, we're accelerating. Almost. Yes, we are accelerating. Excellent. Powering our way up. By the time we get to, because if I press escape, yeah, here we go. Look, Klingenberg is the top, so this is the ramp going up here, and then once we get to Klingenberg, Chemnitz is the top, and then it's a gentle downhill for the rest of the way from Riley. This is, one of the big features of this route, Daytona, is the Tharandter Rampe, hence the name of the route, which is a very steep grade for a few kilometres. A bit like main Spessart has the Spessart ramp. It's a feature gradient. Tilting trains though. Super happy to see tilting trains. Looks like we found the top. Which means also, there it goes, it's accelerating like mad. My head keeps getting banged by those signals. Accelerating there, but I don't need to. You know what, let's get back in the cab. Hey Jason, how are you doing? Let's get the pull of the power on and let's get caught up with the speed limit again. Let's fly down here. I am happy to answer any questions that people who have not seen Train Sim World before might have, and or questions, challenges you're having, and you want some answers. Just no question too simple. I think Train Sim World 2 is actually quite well discounted at the moment as well, so good chance to pick the game up if you haven't already. What rock have you been lying under? Right, here we go. 612. Rocketing along. If you're having problems logging into Dovetail Live, your best bet is to make a support ticket, and we'll get you can get someone there to help you. Just make sure you include as much information as possible. How are we doing? I've got 100. Hello? Wake up, game. When you finished? Love that tilt. Right, I'm going to get told off in a minute because I need to start slowing down. What's the speed limit according to this? 100. Right, that's it. GNT, that's the pre-warning of the speed curve. Flashing means we're on the speed curve. Get down into the right speed, which is 100. And release the brakes. You're going the opposite direction, Sonic Scott. Nice. Sodgrim, you new to train sims? What do I love about it? Well, I love trains, so that kind of helps. I like the fact that there's all of the controls. So, from as someone who just likes simulators in general, what attracts me to this when I'm playing it, aside from the fact I work here, clearly, I've been playing train sims for 20 plus years, so clearly something appeals to beyond just working here. But it's about what you can do, how much you can do in the cab. It's that sensation of being in the cab, driving real-world trains in real-world routes for real-world distances, using the real safety systems. There's the usual appeal for a sim, which is learning and learning the train, learning the routes and so forth. Plus, you'll find driving a train is surprisingly chill. I mean, if you put all the safety systems on and you want to absolutely nail the timings, then it's less chill. But at that point it becomes quite exciting. But you can sort of balance the experience according to what you want. If you just want to say, I just want to get from end to end, and if I'm 5 minutes late at the end of it, I don't care. Not gonna lie, I do that quite a lot. And you can do that. Or if you just want to be like, I want to nail 500 points every stop, then you can do that if you want to, and you can really learn to be precise with it. So it's you can kind of tailor what you want out of it the way you do. So, it's that level of interactivity that I like. What is that speed? 80 kilometers an hour. Okay. Thank you, bad guy. Down to the 80 kilometers an hour, so let's chill this. See, ideally I would have switched this over to the live version of the game and it would have run better, but that takes hours. I can't remember when the roadmap stream is, Mr. Cube. Keep an eye on the streaming schedule. With the Creators Club having a positive influence for train liveries and companies giving permission to use their name on the Mediavanti, does that make getting their position for the name easier? For you as a company to make their local routes. I mean, I don't know the answer to that question actually, and it'll be different for every rail operator, to be honest. Yeah, please do, Liam. What about VR? This game would be fantastic for VR, Sodgrim, and I'm not going to let it run off the track, but I am probably going to speed and miss stations and so forth because I'm distracted. But that's fine. Everybody on Twitch and YouTube are doing exactly the same thing. And that's why I usually blame chat when I make it wrong. So it's kind of, it's a foregone conclusion that whatever goes wrong is chat's fault, whether they like it or not. What about VR? Yes, I would love VR. There is no VR support in the game. VR is a niche audience, and train simulators are a niche audience, so you end up with niche squared, which means pretty small audience. And whenever we do surveys with players, it's always right at the bottom of the list of desired features. So we keep asking. And I've got design for it because, like I said, I am a VR nut. If I'm not playing Train Sim World 2, I'm playing VR games for the most part. So I am first in queue in the line when the VR one happens. I did a prototype for the other train simulator back in 2014. I made it work with the old Oculus DK2 things, and that was immense. And the early versions of Train Sim World, actually, before we launched it originally 5 years ago, they also had, they had an option where we could enable UE4s built in on VR mode. And again, it's a tremendous experience, but it's actually quite a lot of work to take a game that's built for 2D, like that's built for pancake screens, and turn it into a VR experience that makes sense. And I don't just want to do VR as an me too. I want to do VR as an ooh, that's awesome. Right, 2.1 clicks to Freiburg. Oh, you used to work. You studied there, did you, Tobin? Nice. Well, hopefully you can tell us how good the station replication is. Can we get info on your setup, DTT? Well, it's a 3070 graphics card. It's some sort of Ryzen, I think 5600 of some sort, about 4 point something gigahertz. So it's not the greatest setup in the world, but it's no slouch. But I'm also using a dev build of the game, not the public build of the game, because I needed the dev build earlier and I didn't have time to switch. Where did I find that 3070? Well, I've had this machine for a while now, and I didn't have to find it. The IT department found it for me. They're quite good at hunting down graphics cards, but they have, told me that it is quite a challenge for them. They spend quite a lot of time hunting down PCs, because we've got over 200 people in the company now, and we get a bunch of new starters, and they've got to find all these graphics cards and PCs out of nowhere. So you remember I said about being 5 minutes late? There we go. Look, we found 3 of those minutes already. Have I tried Track IR on the Steam footplate yet? No, I have not. This is a good point, Crazy Killer. Deegan Johnson, this is Train Sim World. That's all I'm going to be driving tonight. I'm not going to be driving Train Simulator tonight, just Train Sim World. The 3 minutes found me. Wow. I lost the 3 minutes, to be fair. I was a bit careless and I just lost them. What livery of output of that one is that? Interesting. No idea. I've installed so much stuff on here to help with the launch of Creators Club that I don't even know what's on here half the time now. Stuff. Let's get some brakes going, shall we? Cool. The doors open. Look, passengers largely behaving themselves. Yay! Bit hoppy as well. Well, this is unusual. I've got the right headlights on the front. Nice. Good job, Matt. Lock the doors. Oh yes, we were going to have a look at Freiburg, weren't we? Yeah, this is Freiburg. Assortment of wagons over here. Right, okay, right. That's enough of me giving myself an excuse for being late. Now we can get going. Next station, Flöha. Right, so according to GNT, we are 110 kilometers per hour. Right, here we go. Full on power now. Direct storage, Crouching Tiger Adam is. I've not even spoken to the tech team about it. It's on the wish list. There's no plans to do it at this point. You know, you say that, Sodgrim, nothing fixes immersion like a little trash. However, many a true word said in jest. The difference between a good route and a great route is dirt, bluntly. Wow, look at the tilt. I kind of want to drive like this, because that way I can see the world straight. No further developments on audio, Jason, no. Come on, speed up, speed up. Current up a 1 in 83 gradient. I think it's on sale during SimFest, Liam. So once SimFest ends, and I don't know when that is. What RAM? I have got some. I can't remember if it's 32 or 64. It's at least 32. Because I don't these days, but I used to do a lot of game dev on here, so the 32 gig is useful for that. It's not necessary, but it's useful. Speeds things up. Wolfboy, the next DTG route to look forward to is Liverpool to Crewe, 1958, and steam trains. Can speed up again now, we've got 140. How much it actually consumes, I can, at this moment in time, 3.5 gig, according to Task Manager. Let's cut the power. I'm back down a steep hill now. Fleur in 15 kilometres. What do I prefer, Train Sim World or the good old Train Simulator? I like them both, don't get me wrong. I play this all the time, whereas I don't really play Train Simulator anymore, but there's two reasons for that. One, I'm the executive producer for Train Sim World, so I kind of have to play this quite a lot. Anyway, I've also run out of disk space, because I've got so many dev builds and source trees and so forth of Train Sim World on here, that I had to take Train Simulator off. But they are both good sims. I don't agree with any kind of argument of one versus the other, to be honest, because they kind of play the game differently. They approach train simulation in a different way. I've got different amounts of content, different levels of content. You know, they're two different games. All I would say is, if you enjoy them, then play them and don't let anyone tell you you're wrong. What is the best tube line? I don't know. Depends on which one gets you where you want to go, doesn't it? I used to enjoy riding the Jubilee line quite a lot. I mean, I haven't ridden on a wide variety of different tube lines, but I used to ride the Jubilee line quite a lot. I used to ride the Central line quite a lot, and I rate that one pretty low, just because it's so darn loud. I had noise-cancelling headphones, and they weren't enough. Smarties tube, yeah, then they'd probably be better, but they're not really tubes anymore. They're like these hexagon things. Bring back the tubes. What is my favourite Dutch train? I don't really know a lot of Dutch trains, but what am I slowing down to? Quite a bit. Oh no, they're already going at the right speed. Stop panicking! think it's the Quadplopper is actually probably one of the ones I quite like the look of. Bash, I'm using keyboard. Am I going to test the German Joy vacuum? What? What is this PZB? I've got PZB turned on, but I've also got GNT turned on, so you don't hear from PZB quite as much. Crank up the speed. 2 kilometers, got to slow down again. This speed, this train line is just up, down, up, down, up, down on the speeds. It's ridiculous. I do know enough though about Dutch trains to know that if I was to answer the question, what is your favourite Dutch train, and if I was to say the Worm, I know that I would be in trouble. I think it's the Worm. Is it the Worm? The one that no one likes. 1 kilometre. Oh, 611 is beautiful. The 611 is beautiful. Which one is the one that was the trouble train? If not the Worm. Ah, okay, because I was over the limit, but I wasn't much over the limit, so it just was just like, can we have just give you a little bit of a noise? Firer! That's the one I'm thinking of. The Firer! Yes. Fleha in 7.9 kilometers. Shut up, Seafar. Was doing tilting train on TSW easy or not? I mean, it was a whole new tech that needed to be developed. So I wouldn't say it was easy, but compared to Steam, it was extremely easy. So. The main reason I'm on the internal views, Bash, to be honest, partly so I can keep an eye on what's going on better with the train, because I'm driving with all safety systems, but also because externally it's so much louder. I really think we need to put a volume control to adjust the external and internal mixes separately, so that, because at the moment you've just got a master control, and all you can do is adjust the total volume, so you can either make it really quiet inside and okay outside, or loud outside and okay inside. Which is fine when you're playing on your own. I like the contrast, and it's completely appropriate, but when I'm streaming, the shallow difference makes it awkward. Balance out this braking a little bit. There we go. That's it. We're holding speed now steady. Be a nice easy drop to 90 kilometers an hour at the appropriate time. Gladiator, I did sound the horn actually, but let me do it outside. train slowed down a bit now to that 90. Brake shoe smoke, you don't really see it quite so much, but stuff kicked up from the ground you certainly do, particularly with snow. So it is something that's being looked into, but only when I say being looked into, it's on a list of things to look into. That's the speed curve for coming into the 90, but since we're already under the 90, I don't care. Oh, hello, we're speeding up again. Come on. Come on. Before it gets in trouble. Back under the limit. Evening Darko trains. See, what you do is a run by with some horn. Let's do that. Let's do a run by with some horn. Let's fly the camera up a bit ahead of the train, and we'll bury it in the grass somewhere for the looks. Right. Now we can speed back up again. Flew out in 4 kilometers now, so let's have a look at this bridge. Oh, this is one of the boring bridges. Quite tall though, but it's a boring bridge. Sorry, but I'm here to speak the truth. That's a boring bridge. Yes, in reality, the horn isn't used very much. In the game, you're freely able to use it as much as you like. Is this an interesting bridge or a boring bridge? Let's have a look. Boring bridge again. I like the ones with the arches. Hello, speed curve, and that's for 110. That's good. We're all fine. Let's just put a little bit of brake on to balance out that accelerometer. Simply Sims, this is a difficult route. So I say it's a difficult route. It's a challenging route. Obviously, like anything, if you just don't really pay too much attention to the speed limit, it's not that challenging. But if your goal as a simulation enthusiast is to try and drive as authentically as possible, then it is quite challenging, because you've got to really keep an eye on it and not keep looking over at the chat. Yeah, it's your fault. What are you whining about now? Oh, I need to slow down. That's what you're whining about now. One and a half kilometers to go. Let's just keep that speed balanced. Where's my partner in crime? Well, my partners in crime are doing something else, I think, tonight. But that's fine. It means that I don't have to stop. Oh, hello. Stopping here. You're all sitting there going, don't tell him, don't tell him. Nobody tell him he's about to miss the station. This is in Germany. We left Dresden, and I'll show you on the map actually when we get started, but we left Dresden and we've headed west, sort of southwest, and we are going for Chemnitz, along a railway line called the Tharandter Rampe. Coming into Flöha now. So we're about 5 minutes late now. I don't mind. It's got the doors doing their thing. So yeah, the route is this is Dresden, Habanov here. A Riesa line goes up that way. We headed left, and we're currently in Flöha, with the Chemnitz being our ultimate destination just over here. Right. Wheels is really the worst of what affects motion blur, but everything is any kind of movement is affected by motion. What motion blur will benefit from. Reset the power. Let's go. Is there every railroad in the world? Groku, no. So it's primarily UK, Germany, and the United States. I've got brakes on, haven't I? Blame chat for that, to be honest. It's specifically Class 37 ETH's fault for no good reason. I prefer... See, Simulation Group, what I find is that motion blur gives you a strong sense of speed when you're in the cab. I don't like it, for like this kind of thing, but then it doesn't really affect that. Without motion blur, let me get up to some speed, and I'll toggle motion blur on and off, and you can see the difference. With it off, I don't get really much sensation of speed. It seems really wrong, but you get the benefit of the wheels not blurring. So I just promise myself not to look too hard at the wheels, to be honest, when I'm driving. DTSW ever produce GPS coordinates? Potentially. I mean, everything is done, so I know, the game knows what lat long I'm at the minute. We do have a lat long coordinate mapping system. But I don't know about when we'll expose that in an API or anything. Motion blur doesn't hit frame rate at all on those bug. Not that I'm aware of. So if I go outside, so if you look at these rails, this has got motion blur turned on. Right, if I turn motion blur off, which I think is this, you can see it looks really different. Excuse it changes in a dev build. You can see the change there where it's nicely smoothly blurred versus that where it's not blurred at all. Stationary, okay, like that. That's the difference. That's what motion blur gives you. It's much more of an impression of speed. What are we slowing down to? 100. It's fine. We'll be fine with that. Traffic lights. Do you mean signals? No, they're unique to a particular railway. So this is on this line. They've got. I think it's HL and KS, signals. But there's multiple types of German signals. These look like KS signals, I think. This is where the Germans go, no, it's HV, or whatever it is. Doesn't look like HV. It's not HL at this point, though. HL definitely on Dresden Riesa. I can't remember what sway I've got set at the moment. 00. Same for onboard safety systems, no, as they're the appropriate ones for the train. let's speed up a bit. We have 120 kilometers an hour limit. We shall speed up. No news from Adam about the BR1879. I need to start checking with that actually, because I know that there has been stuff gone on, but I don't recall where they've got to. Does anyone know the substitution rate on Sandpatch Grave? Not off the top of my head, no. I mean, it can literally be tuned per formation. Yeah, I think I might have reset it back to 100% because everyone was complaining about my bobby head being at 200%. What can you do with the AP that you earn? Not a lot. The AP is really just a used to advance your levels, and it's bragging rights more than anything. You can't unlock anything with the AP. We've spoken to players a lot about what they want to see from things like the action points, but the overwhelming feedback is not to lock things. They don't want to have to unlock content. They want it all available, so that because it's not just types of cars that are interesting in certain games. It's if what you want to drive is this livery, this train, then give me a different livery, that train, or even worse, a train that's similar but not the same one. It's a complete non-experience for people. So it's really important that they have what they recognise and want to play. So unlocking content doesn't really work. Right, 3.5 kilometres to the end of the line. Yeah, Control F2 toggles motion blur. Yeah, and it's in the public, and I think it works on console as well if you plug a keyboard in. Will the new Steam motion blur work with previous low-cost routes? Potentially, but not automatically, not all at one go. It's something that we have to re-author the content to make it work with the new system, essentially. There are no plans to do that at this point. But once we've got Steam out and stable, we're then going to evaluate using it on new content and make sure that's okay. And once we've got really good at applying this effect, we can then do a fair evaluation of what's involved with re-authoring the old content to get that integrated. So it's on the would like to list, but we don't actually have a plan for it at the minute. So assume not. You know how it goes. Got the speed balanced around 76 kilometers an hour. Chemnitz is just ahead of us, a couple of kilometres. A yellow light coming up. Acknowledge that. Doesn't need it. Okay. Far be it from me to argue. Right, GNT is now switched off. So now it's probably going to get all fussy with me on PZB. That's a yellow 6, so that... There's PZB. There you are, PZB. I knew you would get there somewhere. .41 kilometers an hour, well below the 65 kilometers an hour approach speed on a 500 hertz magnet. You need to ask where in America Dutch Train World, because America covers like 3 time zones. I haven't a clue. I'm in England. There's no news on what Just Train's working on yet. No, Class 37. I'm sure when they're ready to talk about it, they will. There's the 500 hertz. Coming in late, shall we say. 7 minutes. Let's try not to finish this run with a spad, yeah? US covers 6 time zones. Oh, it does. Okay. Yeah, no, good point. Right, let's... Where did we come in? This way? No, we came in this way. Oh, hello. I get kicked out. Yeah, my train. Look at all these speed changes, look. All over the shop. 3 meters, 6 meters, 22 meters. It's fine. And timing accuracy. Yeah, that's... I think I earned a silver quite nicely there. Thank you very much, Lord Chensho. Glad you're enjoying. Right, let's... Now, we'll do one more run. We'll do the 1, 4, 3. Where is it? Where are you, 1, 4, 3? I'm blind. Clearly. There it is. And we'll do this one in a rainstorm in March. Because. With some wind. Because. Right. And we'll do a passenger run. Nuremberg, Dresden. This should be miserable. Hopefully, if it's too dark, then I'll change it. That was kind of the fastest this route gets, to be honest, Kroku. It's not a high-speed route. Right, okay. Let's get the... No. Where's the lights? There they are. Let's got the lights on. I need the cab light. Let's... Duffel selector's fine where it is. Brake selector on. Get the doors open. Put that in. Put that on. Let's go and play with twiddling the switches in the cab here inside. So I want PZB is good where it is. CIFA on. PZB Hauptschalter, which I guess is turning it on. Yeah, PZB mode O, which means we should be good to go. We have all the PZB craziness. Doors closed. Set that to 40. Is there a tutorial for each train? There is indeed, Nonos. Every train has a tutorial showing you how to drive it. This one's actually driven by cruise control, which is quite fun. You just set the target speed and away you go. It's clearly a bit gripless here, so... Turn the desk light on. Turn the instrument lights on. Somewhere around here. Is it over here? No. It's there. Oh, I want that one now. Wiper speed. Let's turn the wipers up. Turn the cab light off, thank you. Right, here we go. We're off. PZB still doing its thing, but we're on greens, so I'm going to release and go up to malign speed. Need a reset is our next station. What was the name of the guy who used to set me PZB challenges? That was Jan Chudoba. Baked Bean Kid. He's very, very busy these days. I still talk to him. Oh, look at the lights on the back. Lovely. Someone remind me at the next station to get the lights fixed on the rear. Yeah, Jan is amazing. Oh, I need to dial the force selector back up if we want to speed up. Not going anywhere with the force selector turned down to 40%. Thanks, Moggy, for that reminder. Useful as ever. Oh, the lights are set up like technically, Liam, yeah. Although as a driver, I probably should have checked them, but you lot on Twitch are officially useless. Just saying. Just saying. Remind me, and you remind me now immediately. That's not helpful. Right. I like the 143. I quite fancy buying an HO gauge model of one, but German trains are really expensive. Because they're really good, to be fair, but dial up the force selector a bit and allow it to speed me up a little bit more. We are maxed out on the force selector. Dialed up to 120. Now this train doesn't have GNT, which means that actually we follow the line speeds rather than the speeds that you're allowed, the enhanced speeds you're allowed to with GNT, because we've got no tilt. Hey Redfay594, how's it going? Oh, just unlocked an achievement. Good on ya. I've got 2 Australian trains, or my dad does. I bought Dad an Oz Trains thing. I can't remember the name of it now. It's a big diesel, yeah, it wasn't cheap, but we did eventually get it. It's quite nice. It's a lovely model. It's the Indian Pacific. And then he got they did another run of it in a different livery, but they got the names and numbers or the numbers all mixed up, and so they ended up having to they gave that batch, effectively that batch out at like a 30% price, so 70% off or something ridiculous. So we've got 2 of them now. One of them has just got a bonkers number that doesn't exist in reality, but we don't know any better, so cheap train, yay. I don't know what it is. I don't know Australian railways that well, Baked Bean Kid. It's a NI, I think it is, or something. You know, a thing. Right, down to the 100. NR. Yeah, NR 70 something. Is it NR 72? It's kind of got a flattish front with two windows that are leaned back a bit. I appreciate that's a super technical description. Oh, hello. This would be me missing a stop. Come on then, you happy people, get on board my train. You want an Aussie Gronk? Yes, yes. Oh yeah, lights. Run! Run! No, this isn't Dune, sorry. Actually, it's wet. Let's go out this way. I don't want to get wet. Why would I want to get wet? Excuse me, everybody. There we go. Excuse, don't mind me. Don't mind me. Actually, there's too many stairs going this way. We won't do that. So... I've got tail lights. Why is it showing headlights then? Right. We need heating headlights and instrument. Oh, actually, that's probably what we want, isn't it? Turn that off. Oh, hello. No, don't sit in there. So I'm going to go and have a look and let's check what we've got in the back here. No, still misbehaving, you naughty, naughty train. Oh, I probably have to, you know what, never mind, let's just get going. I probably have to activate the cab so that the headlight switch does a thing. No, the passengers on the platform don't need an umbrella. The Germans are a hardy lot. You can't put them off just with a little bit of rain. Right. Release the throttle interlock. I'll leave it at 40, get going, and then check to make sure we're good to release. Next station, Flöha. What are we stopping at here? Flöha, Oederan, Freiburg, Klingenberg, Tharandter, Freitelturban, and Dresden. And yes, I am here to absolutely destroy the pronunciation of German place names. You're welcome. Right, off we go. I suppose I'm not wheel slipping, given that I left it at 120% force, but hey, not complaining. Of course, having the force dialed up to 120 means it's now going to overshoot. So, Farbrausch, yes, Germany, Dresden to be precise. We are heading for Dresden. What are we doing? This is an RE service. Now this will be the last one for tonight. See you later. This one will be a good bit over an hour. This. Jessica, Tim, are there any plans for dynamic changing weather system? So there is dynamic weather in scenarios, changing weather scenarios. There isn't, that same system doesn't work currently with service mode, and it's definitely something we want to do at some point, but I don't have any kind of a date for when that will actually happen. Dial the force selector down a bit so that we don't overshoot so much. Oh, no. See, I go outside to get a nice scenic shot and miss the speed reduction. And now I'm in trouble. Redfade, no particular plans to talk to about other German DMUs other than I would love to say. I mean, the German DMUs are some of my favourite. There are some clear classics that need to be done at some point. Yes, I messed up PZB or CIFA or something, I don't know. But hey, anyone acting surprised is lying. It's chat's fault. It is. It totally is chat's fault. See? Silator knows where it's at. The German joy vacuum has turned up. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. We dial that force percentage down a little bit to limit the issues. Is the map size real? It is indeed Farbrush. So it's 1-to-1 scale replica of Chemnitz to Dresden. Yeah, it takes the same number of minutes to drive it in reality, or hours in some cases, as it does in the game. Same with signals, gantries. We try and capture as much of it as possible as a match to real life. Obviously, it's not 100% match. That's not possible, but it's pretty close. It's quite recognisable. Right, we're released from PZB monitoring, and we're now up to increased speed limit to 80 kilometers an hour. We're stopping here. Stopping here. Brakes! It'll be no problem. It'll be no problem. Yeah, we're going to miss that marker, but we won't miss the platform. There you go. See, I told you it'd be fun. It's all good. No, I didn't miss the platform. Or overshoot the platform. That was a good stop. Albeit at max brakes. Maybe less good, but I'm fine with it. AFB to 40. Loud Wolfram, thank you for the raid. PZB is not grumpy, so we are good. Set the speed limit up to 9 speed. Wow, this thing's having real difficulty getting sped up in the rain. The wheel slip protection has to keep controlling the wheels, which is why the bacon bars on the side of the speed limit keep showing up. In most cases in life, the presence of bacon is good. However, the bacon bars either side of your speed limit is bad. So. Right, Oderon is next, 6.5 kilometers. Let me dial that full selector back up to 100. Get a little more speed up. 1 in 66 gradient, a little bit on the sharp side. The wipers are out of sync now. Excellent. Favourite freight route? In which country? Double O, double G. In the States, probably Sherman Hill, followed by Clinchfield. In Germany, this followed by Main Spessartbahn maybe, and in the UK, I don't know. Northern Transpennine would be definitely there, and probably TVL because I like my blue diesels. What can I say? Do you guys think you're slightly mad for attempting this whole Spirit of Steam thing? No! But then I'm not doing all the hard work, so... I know people probably think I'm really mad, but... That's fine, I can live with that. No, Steam needed to happen! The team have been enjoying it, actually. We've been loopy from day one, though, babe, being kid. That's, I blame you, personally. If you enjoyed shunting more, then it'd be a much happier place. We just do shunting routes. Might do that anyway, to be fair. Right, is this a boring bridge or an interesting bridge? Boring bridge. I think all the interesting bridges are the older ones on the other half of the route. This side are newer bridges. Speed up to 120. Actually, no, let's not. We've got an 80-kilometre limit coming. More opportunities to fail. Boring bridge. Boring bridge. Let me just dial it down to 80. Boom. In goes the electric brake. Slams us down to 80. How long did it take you to do the last 4 up on foot? When I did the on-foot junction switching, it was 24 minutes. It was 19 minutes before before Sam wagged his finger at me and said, no, 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 no. And then I redid it, and it was 24 minutes. It was good, I really enjoyed it. I was speeding all over the place. I was worse than Sam. Oh, class 13. Now, see, now you're talking, Sonic Scott. No, I didn't record it, Londo. Because no one asked me to, so I didn't record it. I did it a completely different way to them, though. They all went round the back end of the yard, and I went round the front end of the yard. You know, it's only 24 minutes. Shall I do it after this? It's not strictly Tharandter Rampe, but we're not on Steam homepage anymore, so... 2 kilometres for Oderan. We're 100%. Oh, we're going up a 1 in 53. Well, the train's allowed to be struggling a little bit then. Right, let's dial out the AFB, put in a wee smidgen of brakes. Wow, okay, a wee smidgen of brakes is a lot. I mean, there is no chance of me being on time tonight, is there? I am just not keeping to time at all. Does the Watercress line exist in Train Sim? Not as an official add-on. I don't know whether someone like Steam Sound Supreme's done it in Train Simulator or whether it's on Steam Workshop. Certainly not in Train Sim World. Okay. Let's put a bit of speed on, or we're going to stop before we get to the platform. Of course, stopping at the platform at this point would also be good. I mean, how did I go from going too slow to missing the platform? Blaming chat, okay? Blaming chat. I was looking over here. Class 37 said, I seem to remember in a roadmap that I think talks about the home screen. I read that and I'm thinking, oh dear. Ha! That's great. The game just crashed. Right, okay. Hang on a second. Let me just make a note of that so that I can pass it to someone tomorrow and say, oi, what's that all about? Thank you, game. Let me restart it. Oh well, I guess in that case we will just go ahead and move on to racing around Sandpatch Grade, and then we'll finish. 1 second while I get into the route. I need to find the instructions as well. Hang on, let me find it in Sam's instructions. It was... Where's Sandpatch Grade in this list? There it is. Let's go back to there. Right, I need my email. Wasn't. Where was it there? Yes, there it is. Right, so it's explore on foot in December. Now my build won't show snow. That's the only thing that it won't happen. I need to go for medium precipitation. Doesn't say anything about wetness. Max snow, max cloud, max wind. Right, yeah, the snow on this build just melts instantly. It's rather bizarre, to be honest. Right, and 12 noon starts. And it is at Cumberland Fuel Stand, which is here, I think. That's the one. Go for it. So everyone got the clock running. Right, here we are. We start by racing forwards. Watch the snow suddenly melt. Boom. It's already melting and it's raining. But oh well. I'm not trying to be qualified or disqualified, so it doesn't matter. It says 12 o'clock on the instructions I was given. I'm going for that GP38 over there. Now, I quite like the idea of doing the turntable first, but in my run I didn't do that, so I am going to continue to not do that. And do what I did in my test run. Sit in the train first, switch those on, let's get some lights on, reverser in, put that on, that's in lead, put that up to the front, put that down, put the gauge lights on. We are in start, run, stop, main switch on, come around here, open that, open that, open that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shut the door. Wait for that to start. Here it goes. Let's get the door shut. We don't want any nonsense in here. At this point, the air brakes are charging, so we're all good. The handbrake, or sorry, the loco brake is on. We're okay there. Let's get the... not one person I noticed, not a single person, took the handbrake off. So, interesting. Moving on. Let's come around here. We'll flip this around here. And we'll come around. There. Okay, good. Put that in forwards. Release that. Get moving. Oh no, before we do that, we ought to put it in run first. Let's also put number lights on. Good, we are now taking amps. And we're rolling. Get on a turntable. Brakes. Right, eject that. And back here. Since time is of the essence, I unlock it. I'm just going to spin it right. Lock the timetable, that turntable there, and go. So, actually, no, let's leave that open. We're going to be running on and off this thing. Right, so I'm not going to change points, but I want to see where I'm going. I normally went. So, we're going to head backwards. Gonna go. I normally went down that track, actually, it's easier. Ah. I'm going to change this one. Don't want to waste too much time running around. It gets to a point where you got to bring the loco there to get where you're going anyway. That's that one. That one looks like it's close enough. Let's get back in the loco and get moving a bit more. One of the tricks is to use your independent brake and not your other brake at this point. Yeah, that's good. I don't care about those. We want to get to where we can use these two tracks just over here. Right, let's go as fast as we can. If I remember rightly, it's this track I want to be on. Oh no! Wrong way! Wrong way! Unhelpful. This is we're going too fast. It's a stupid idea. Let's go back the way we came. Thrash the engine around it. It's either in 0 or in run 8, essentially. There's only two ways of doing it. Oh, yes. I did wonder whether that would be the case, and I chopped that too early. I'm trying to show off now, and I'm making a right old hash of it. Right. Let's change these points. So that one needs doing. And then we're good to go back. Okay, all the beans. Oh yeah, feel that. Right, now don't change the points, but I want not one but second point away from me. Over here, back out, down we go. Not this one because it goes to a dead end, but this one doesn't go to a dead end, so it's all good. Right, let's just check. That's good. That puts us on there. We don't need to worry about that. We can now run to the other end of the yard. Into forwards. Release Indy. Beans. We're going to come all the way out to the other end of the yard here. yard manager at Cumberland Yard going, okay, who let the madman in the train? Hey, Gouger. Nice! Okay, let's admire the train for a minute. Alright, I'm going to start slowing down. Because at some point up here, we need to stop. So it'd be good if we did. I think it's the junction just ahead I need to cross over. Come on, stop, stop, stop. Excellent, perfect. It's like I planned it. No, that one. And then that crosses over. No point getting too much speed up for this because we need to stop right away. Make sure we're clear to the junction. Brakes on. And off we go. Right, okay. Just clear of the junction. Right, okay, that's good enough, I think. Check the map when we sit back down. Semen, I'm not going to answer questions like this on the stream. It's not what this stream is for. Post on the forums or send me a DM. Right, so we're going to come down here now, and I want to be going the right way would be good. Horrible feeling. Not going the right way. No, 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 this is right. This is right. Alright. Yes. Goes that way, that goes that way. I need to stop here and change this switch, so next switch needs to be changed. Hey Diddly Diddly, I am having my own go at the 4-up challenge, because it's fun actually. That's the junction I need to change, isn't it? Is that right? Yes, I need to turn here. Run, run, run! Right, so we will come along, cross over here. Brakes off, power on. Right, that crosses us over here. Brings us across in here. Now there's another train doing stuff, but we're okay. And I'm going to come along in here, and I need to change this junction here, because the wagons I need are here, freight cars are here. So at the crossover at the end here, I need to stop. Hey Chris, how's it going? Apologies, I'm having a mad 5 minutes. There's the crossover just up here. The train moves faster than I do, so get the train close to the crossover. Hopefully that stops in time. Did. Right. Let's flip that one over. We're 16 minutes. We're now lined up to take our 2 cuts of cars. Right, now. Instructions. Where are the 2 cuts of cars? Siding one is the outer side one here. So, wrong, that's right, that's wrong. It's easy to see the way the tracks are aligned on this stuff if you zoom in a bit like this, because then you can it compresses the lines a bit more. No, that junction's wrong. I will probably just go ahead and align myself up now so I can just do it in one go. We're in the yard at least. So this one's right, this one's wrong. That one's right. Well, that one's wrong. And that lines us up then to go and get. So that's now set that way. That's, I'm not clicking on these. That's now set to that way, which lines us up for that. Good. Trundle back to the train. These are our cars. Double check on the map. It's the 4 on this side and the 4 on that side that we want to get. I love Sandpatch Grade 00. I really do. It's a really great route. Let's not hit it too hard. That's it. Wait for everything to recharge. Release the brakes. There they go. Oh. I think freight and passenger changes the brake pressure it uses, but I think 90 and 110 PSI. Right, now what we're waiting for is for these cars to be clear so they can line up for that track. Just use the photo camera. Zoom it in so we can see a better view. Let's get some brakes running. All the brakes are on. Now we do need to open the hook at the back end of this before before we reverse, or at least check it. Always worth checking. Release the knuckle. Yeah, that one's closed. That's not going to be good. Unlocked. It's open. Right, so... that one and this one. 21 minutes. Let's just check on the map. That lines us in that way. That lines us in that way, which puts us in for the fort. All these brakes released. Well, no, the objective of this challenge binary run is to be walking around, doing it all on foot, so I am sticking to the spirit of the challenge. Alright, got the auto brake on, using the independent brake to increase it a little bit. Release the auto brake as we buffer up, or couple up. Anytime. Thank you. Right, back to the camera view at the front. Right, let's just double check. Looks like we've got everything. It's all blue. Waiting for all the brakes to release. There we go. Right. We're done. Just got to get out now. Where are you going? Oh no, he's up there, look. Straight out there, straight out there, straight out there, back up the way we came. In theory, we're done. Yeah, 24, getting there. So according to the game, yeah, 24 minutes 43 so far, so. What I quite liked actually was that when I did it in my my test run, I was a bit faster than this, and actually while you were coupling up, that other train was doing its thing backwards and forwards as well, so it was really quite fun. Ooh, coupled. No, you see, I went a different way, Londo, where they all came in. See, their strategy was to come around the back here and go up that way. But when you come in the back here, this big long train is in the process of coming in. So I came in the back here and was shot around the front and came in that way, which meant that train didn't get in the way at all. I'm not sure what the schedule is this week. Roblox. It's posted on the forums, I believe. First signal's there. Second signal is the end goal. So there you go. 26:32. Can't access the forum showbox. Oh, I'm not sure what to suggest then, other than maybe if someone else can check it then. Hey, Albert Hall. It's a really good challenge. Sam came up with an absolute doozy for this one. It's really good fun. Really enjoyed watching everybody doing it, actually. And that's it. Right, folks, thank you very much for watching. That's all for tonight. Hope you enjoyed. And the next stream is... Let me go and have a look, actually. Let me go and have a look on the forums. That's not the forums. That's a different forum. Let's go this forum. Thank you very much. Train Sim World. Announcements, is it? Railfan TV schedule. Or is it not posted? No, that's our last week one. Maybe it hasn't been posted yet. Apparently I'm lying. Oh no, week beginning 28th March. Yes, it is. It's just further down the list. Right, today was Tharandter Rampe. Tomorrow is Train Simulator 2022 with Jamie. And then Thursday is Nat and Ben playing Train Sim World and Bassmaster Fishing. So I think they're going to be playing each other's games. Nat is going to learn to fish and Ben is going to learn to drive, is it? Ben from our fishing team will take the plunge into Train Sim World 2, taught by Nat, and you, everybody on the stream. Tell him all the wrong things, yeah? Yeah, tell him to press all the wrong buttons. It's much more fun that way, yeah. And then it'll switch over at 8 o'clock, where it will be on the fishing channel, and Nat is going to be taught how to fish by Ben. So that'll be cool as well. Tell her the wrong things too, yeah. It's much more fun that way. All right, folks, take care, and I will see you on the next stream. Cheers, everyone. Bye bye.